When we left off last week on the Bear Whisperer, Blaine and Marty went to a junkyard armed only with a bow to try to help with the Ontario bear population when things were just starting to go crazy.
And lifts his head up into the trailer.
You won't want to miss the conclusion of Junkyard Bears.
Now what we did was we put bait on the ground probably 10 yards in front of the trailer, so hopefully the bear will come up, eventually come to the bait. Marty comes to full draw, shoots out of the trailer, plan on it being the most awesome hunt of all time. Well, things don't go exactly as I planned. What happens is this bear comes in, I can see it coming, and I'm getting all ready. I'm gonna go stand behind Jason. Everything's totally safe. And I see the bear coming in, I'm peeking around, it's coming, but it's not heading really towards the frosting, it's heading towards our trailer. And I'm going, what the heck? I just totally don't understand, why isn't it going right for the trailer? I can tell this is a bigger than 400-pound bear coming, an absolute giant, and it's not coming for the trailer. So my mind starts going a mile a minute. Why isn't this bear, why is it heading for our trailer and not for the frosting trailer? So I'm a little paranoid to just leave and go back behind Marty. I do have a 15-year-old girl with me. I have to protect her. I got to protect my cameraman. He's the only guy I can find that works for free. And so I'm trying to so I'm sitting there and I said, you know what, I'm gonna wait a minute. So I just back up and kind of hide behind the door, peeking out every now and again, and he's still coming right for our trailer. So as he's coming up, I can hear him off to my right-hand side. I'm freaking out a little bit because he's actually blowing, he's snapping his jaws, growling a little bit, and I'm like going, there's another bear. I'm not paying attention. So now I got it. Now there's two bears. There's gotta be one on this side of the trailer working its way in. I got this big boy working its way in, and he's gotta be just ticked off at the bear that's coming in on the other side, or saw a bear cross. Something's going on. So I decide to wait. I back up a little bit more. I've decided, you know what, I'm gonna wait a little bit longer because he's coming. I can actually see his shadow coming, and I'm looking down the trailer like this, and here he comes. He walks underneath 5 feet. I know Marty can't even see the bear. 5 feet from the trailer's edge, he walks right by me, snapping, blowing, growling, just ticked off. I'm looking for this other bear that he's mad at. He walks out probably 10 feet. He turns around, he starts coming back, and he is looking me right in the eyes. At that point, I realize without a shadow of a doubt, he's not barking and snapping and blowing at another bear. He's blowing at us. He knows we're in there. I don't know if he watched us get in there. I don't know at what point I got busted, which is the most likely thing that happened. But the fact that he was still coming, the fact that he was still mad that we were near his frosting, definitely got me nervous. So I don't really know what I'm gonna do at this point. I'm gonna be quiet, I'm gonna stand by the door, and I'm literally gonna let this giant bear walk off. Just for safety reasons, I don't want this bear freaking out anybody. But sure enough, this bear comes around and he stops at the trailer, he's looking up at me and lifts his head up into the trailer. So I don't really know what I'm gonna do at this point. I'm gonna be quiet, I'm gonna stand by the door, and I'm literally gonna let this giant bear walk off. Just for safety reasons, I don't want this bear freaking out anybody. But sure enough, this bear comes around and he stops at the trailer, he's looking up at me and lifts his head up into the trailer. He stands up, he's looking in the trailer, he's looking right at Marty, and he is not happy. He wants us absolutely gone. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do at this point. I know I can't just run out back and, you know, I've got to protect Marty. So I'm looking down at this bear. My heart is pumping, obviously. And I realize that what I need to do is I need to muckle onto this bear's neck and fly out of the trailer, try to get this bear into a scramble and get him to run off. But I can't really do that. I'm frozen in place, hoping this bear's just gonna drop. Well, as this bear's sitting up there, while he's sitting there looking at Marty, just staring at her like she was a lunch, I see his right paw get up on that bumper, that just like he's done it 1,000 times before, and he could have for all I know, get up on the bumper of that tractor trailer bumper, and he's about to push himself in. At that point, I'm starting to go down to literally tackle this bear. I literally can't let him in this trailer. If he gets in the trailer, everybody's in trouble. So I don't really know what I'm gonna do except grab this, literally tackle this bear off the back of the trailer. As I'm going down, I look over at Marty, and her eyes are literally this big, the size of golf balls. You know, you can see the water, you can see the fear, and she's at full draw. So I turn around, I back off, I look at Marty and say, Marty, shoot the bear. Shoot the bear, Marty, now.
He's coming in the trailer, dude! In the trailer! God, who does that? He's right by my left foot. I'm going, oh my God, are you kidding me?
I didn't see him. I thought he looked right at me the first time I watched.
I'm like, he is absolutely gonna swipe me. I'm like, Marty, shoot that bear. It's over.
I was like, there's no way he's coming to the trailer. Stands up and goes, holy crap, bam!
Dude.
To say that we were jacked was an absolute understatement. Jacked up is an absolute understatement. We were, you know, to have that adrenaline rush, to have that adrenaline dump. You know, I kind of remember just going, we're alive, we're alive. I was just so excited that bear didn't get in there. I was absolutely excited that, you know, Marty had shot the bear, knocked the bear off the back of the trailer. Again, not an ethical shot. That was a self-defense shot. Again, you don't want to take that shot, not even that shot. If a bear is just standing there at a bait on its two legs, don't take that shot. Wait for the bear to land. That's not an ethical shot, neck, heart, whatever you think you're aiming at. Not a smart move. Wait for that bear to land, wait for him to get broadside, just like you see on TV. There's a reason that we all shoot animals broadside standing still. It's the right thing to do. It's the ethical thing to do. Error of margin is a lot better. And, you know, even this particular bear, now we have to get out of the trailer and go find it, which is going to be an entirely another story, because it wasn't the shot that we wanted to take, it was the shot we had to take. So one very important note that I want to bring up is, number one, I was standing, it was for safety reasons, and it was for the safety reasons of the 15-year-old girl and my cameraman and myself for that matter. I don't recommend anybody ever doing that with someone shooting a bow and being that close to a door. Very, very dumb. Dumber to let the bear in the trailer. It was the lesser of two evils. I kind of feel silly even having to shoot it, having to show it on television. So that's why I'm going to tell you, very, very bad. You never want to be in front of a bow shooting, ever. Not even close, not 45 degrees. You always want to be behind the shooter. That was my absolute plan the entire time. But when you're hunting, sometimes things happen that you absolutely cannot control. I could tell by where she was pointed, how she was aiming, I wasn't about to get hit, no matter. It was the lesser of two evils. So in no circumstance do you ever want to be in front of a shooter of a bow. I just could not take the chance that this bear was going to climb into the trailer. I'm absolutely glad I stood there, because if I didn't see its back leg get up on the bumper, the bear would have been in the trailer with us really quick. And I don't think at that point a bow would have helped us. You'd have found a trailer, a tape, and another grizzly man story, which I definitely wasn't into. So my bad on that. But I'm here to tell you, don't ever do that. Don't ever do that.
Marty is 15 years old. I wasn't even going to come tonight. My cameraman Jason said, I don't really want to sit in a trailer and be responsible for a 15-year-old if the bear were to climb into the trailer. I told him, don't be ridiculous. Bear's not coming in a trailer. And he said, no, I think you need to come just in case. So I came, and sure enough, that bear, my leg was 2 feet from that bear, literally standing there. And I saw the bear's right leg get up on the bumper of that trailer, and it was coming in. There's bear poo right at the bottom of the base, so he's climbed this trailer before. Another 2 seconds, the bear would have been in the trailer. He had his right paw on the bumper, ready to enter the trailer, and it would have just got ugly. So she released it, and if the arrow didn't hit, Blaine would have had to do something. Not sure what that is. Protect Marty, or just jump over the bear and run. That's what these guys think I would have done. But anyway, what we're gonna do is we're gonna back out. We're gonna go get Dave. We're probably gonna go get Freckles. Maybe even give this bear till the morning. That's what I'm thinking, honestly, as long as possible. All I can say, seriously, is it's all downhill from here. Nothing is ever gonna be cooler than that in your whole life. You're gonna be a grandmother, and you're gonna be telling that story to your grandkids, because nothing cooler than that is ever gonna happen to you in the hunting woods. That was awesome. Awesome. I wanna go do it again right now.
Bear tracks coming up over the car.
All right, just to show you how big this bear is. You saw the video. The bear walked here, and you could see its ears walking by. Is that small? I think not.
God.
That's a big bear. Ears walking by on video. Big bear.
Picked his head up too, though.
I'm scared again. That's a new track.
So we did search and search and search, and I gotta tell you, obviously, you saw the shot, not the best shot in the world. If it would have hit him here, I don't think he would have made it 50 yards. If it would have hit him here, I don't think he would have made it 50 yards. But it hit him up here, clipped a lung, out back actually, because the arrow ended up coming out the top of his back.
Oh my God. Hey, Dave!
But we did find that bear. It was an absolute giant. Needless to say, not because of that one bear, but because of the aggressiveness and coming out and being able to clean up that junkyard. That junkyard is now open. It's the economy in Ontario is better because of it. We got the mean guy out because you can have 1,000 bears and not find a mean one. You know, most of them just want no part of us whatsoever. That happened to be a mean, aggressive bear that wanted us out of there at all costs. Made it very clear he was coming in the trailer, and if he couldn't eat cake frosting because he didn't feel comfortable because we were there, he was going to have Marty for supper if he needed to. Now, before we go any further, I want to make 2 points to you. Number one, this bear weighs over 400 pounds. Look at his ears. A lot of people will tell you to look at a bear's ears, and if it's got little teeny ears on the side of its head, then it's a 400+ pound bear. This bear almost looks like a rabbit. So you can't necessarily always go by ear size.
Also, if you look real close, you can see a crease in the middle of this bear's head. This is a 100% sure sign you're looking at an old mature bear. Check this out also. While this bear's running away, he's passing cars. Look at this real close. The back on this bear is about level with the window of this minivan. And here on this car, his back is about 12 to 15 inches taller than the hood. This is just a freak big bear, big tall bear. But without seeing a ton of bears, some hunters may pass on this bear because he quote unquote looked like he had big ears. Look for that crease in the middle of the forehead and you'll be absolutely safe. You're shooting a giant.
Now we move on to the dog hunt. I'm gonna be absolutely honest with you. I was not jacked up about this. I've had so many offers to go hunting with dogs. I can't even tell you, like literally so many offers. I live in Maine and dog hunting bears is a very large part of how we hunt bears up here. It's a very large part of the economy. It's a very large part of a lifestyle. Same thing with New Hampshire and even the houndsmen in Vermont. Dogs are a large part when it comes to bears, even in states where they don't allow baiting. So I know we're doing the TV series, so this is my plan. I am gonna go out. I am gonna bring my bow. I am gonna go on a dog hunt with hounds. What I'm not gonna do, to everybody's chagrin, I think when it comes down to the end, is I don't think I'm gonna shoot this bear. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. My vision of hunting a bear with a dog is a pack of dogs, 4 dogs, at the bottom of a tree, and this little 100-pound bear up on this limb, shaking, scared. I'm not shooting that bear. I mean, I got no interest in that. That to me, that was the beginning and the end of a dog hunt. If like with any other kind of hunting at all, if you like it, if it flips your switch, I'm all for it. I'm all for it for you, just not for me. So what I'm gonna do, absolutely plan on doing, is going out with my bow, follow around some dogs, film it, show everybody how awesome it is, and say, nah, it's not for me. That's my absolute plan. That's what I'm doing. Sometimes things don't work out the way you want them to. So I'm deciding to go out with dogs. So what I want to do is my research. I want to do my homework. I get lots of offers. I also hear lots of nightmare stories about 75 and 100-pound bears. I hear lots of nightmare stories about climbing mountains to find no bears. I'm not into that. I'm a tad bit out of shape. I'm man enough to admit it. And I'm not willing to climb a mountain to get to the top to pet the dogs that I petted at the bottom of the mountain. So I start doing my research all around the country. I want to find the best dog guy in the country. Absolutely. The best dogs, the best dog guy, the most knowledgeable guy, because I know nothing. I know nothing about hunting bears with dogs. I know stuff about bears, nothing about hunting with bears. Well, with all of my research, I find a family, it's essentially the Green family out of New Hampshire, generations of absolute expert houndsmen. From John Green, who's the gentleman that I call, the gentleman I go with, his dad, the lineage of dog hunters in this, I think they're born with it genetically. Just reading everything about it from old black and white books to old videos to what John has done, the accomplishments. I don't think anything beats genetics, kind of like, the Benoits in Vermont who can track a deer down. Like Dog the Bounty Hunter tracks a human, they track deer. It's in their genes. Every one of them do it. Almost born to do it. John is absolutely that caliber in the dog world. Maybe the best guy in the entire world with dogs. I give John a call. John's like, absolutely. My dogs are good. We won't even do this on my turf. I'll come to you. We'll do it on your turf. So John brings up this trailer. Some people drive around in Winnebagos. John's got a Winnebago for his dogs. So he pulls this thing up, Comes to my house, got a little camp off to the side. John stays in it overnight. John's whole look, demeanor, knowledge, education, I absolutely knew I picked the right guy for the job if I want to follow some dogs around.